watching 3 Questions with Kat. Okay, here on 3 Questions with Kat, we have Johnny. Now, Johnny and I have played husband and wife before a few times.
Multiple times.
And so here's what people want to know. They want to know, they don't even know they want to know this, but they do. What stops people from succeeding?
What stops people from succeeding? For me, I would say number one is we're thinking about how other people are going to view us. Are they, and so we decide it's better to stick into the group than it is to be an individual. So hopefully people will love us. Maybe it's a little codependent, but
boy.
I would say what other people are thinking.
Okay. I've definitely fallen into that trap.
Yep.
That kind of goes along with the whole people-pleasing thing.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. So, yeah.
Good one. All right. What do you think is the best way to overcome obstacles?
Okay, so the best way to overcome obstacles, you're not going to like this, but you're just going to have to tackle it. You just like get over it, get under it, get around it. But one way or another, because for me personally, God puts those obstacles in front of you to show you how strong you are and to show you how brave you are and show you your superpower. But if you don't tackle that issue, then you'll never know how good you are.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to say just like power through it. So you pretty much did.
It's like a guy thing.
Yeah, but that's like facing your fears, and a lot of people don't want to do that. But if you don't, it's like the whole David and Goliath story in the Bible. He couldn't tackle the giant until first he faced the lion and the bear, and then he got to the giant. So there's bigger giants out there, but if we don't tackle the lion and the bear first, we'll never get to that next level.
You're speaking to my heart because that's what I really wanted to say was that I've been running away from being my true purpose in life, which is what I'm doing today, which is telling stories that change people's lives. And God wanted me to do certain things, and I did everything else what God wanted me to do. And I literally explained that, like,
run from that.
God wants you to do this. And I've had multiple near-death experiences. I've come back, and someone goes, "Why?" I go, God wants me to finish our mission. And I avoided tackling that giant. I call it King Kong. God wants you to fight King Kong. And then you find out that it was just a test.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you were never going to fail.
Yeah. If you really know who you really are, you would treat yourself a lot nicer and everything. And everyone around you.
You're hard on yourself.
Yeah, I'm so hard on myself. So that's the big thing was what I wanted to do. I was a special ed kid. I wanted to get into acting. I wanted to do all this stuff. But I looked at, I can't memorize lines. I can't do this. I can't do that. So I had a poor mindset. And a rich mindset is, how can I?
You can't get over obstacles with a poor mindset.
Yep.
That's huge. And what you said is, how can I? So many people stop themselves short because they go, I can't. And immediately your brain turns off and it's like, you're right, you can't. But if you change it to, how can I? Then your brain goes to work on finding the solution.
Or I can't, 3-letter word, yet. And so back to David and Goliath, what people don't get is they see like this little kid. See, David ran into the battle. He was like, that's it, I'm going. And he runs into the battle.
Who is this uncircumcised Philistine?
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing, what people don't know. Everyone's like looking at Goliath as this big giant, but understand this, that little kid fought a bear and a lion, so you should be more scared of it. Plus, David used technology to fight a weapon, and if you think about it, his weapon was smaller against that, and that shows you that have the faith of a mustard seed. At least have a faith of a mustard seed.
Exactly. No, but that's where it's at. That's the overcoming obstacles is the faith.
Yes.
You're not going to overcome them without it.
And God doesn't put you in the battles you can't win, but you need to go through the battle.
People need to know that, because we get in situations and we think, this is it. It's over. My life is done. My career is done. Forget about it. There's no coming back from it. But you know what? God knows the end from the beginning.
Yeah.
And because of that, we're already winning.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I have a good friend, I'll do a shout out, Lovey Johnson, that we both know that we've been in films, and he said this, because I have a lot of anxiety. We both have anxiety, and Lovey goes like this, he goes, well, if you're doing God's work, what's there to stress about? And I go, you're right.
Yeah. And the third and final question preempted by airplanes, but we're going to power through it, is what do you wish you would have known 5 years ago?
Oh, okay. So I just recovered from some PTSD just in general life, and wish what I could tell myself 5 years ago is this: you're a lot stronger than what you think you are. You're a lot braver than what you think you are. And you're a lot more talented than what you think you are. And so literally imagine having a green light, and it's always a green light, and there's not a red light, and that God just gave you permission to do whatever you wanted to do that is on the right path.
And you don't need to ask permission from anybody else.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I said this to people all the time. When you find out that you're enough, you don't have to do all this extra stuff. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like from internal to external. And that means, and when I started loving myself, and someone goes, what does that mean to love yourself? And my dad,
to know you're worthy.
Yeah, know your worth. And that's what my dad said. He goes, John, whatever you're doing for everyone else, why don't you do that for yourself?
Yes, please.
Get rid of that people
Why
pleasing.
is everyone else more important than you? That's got to stop.
Yeah, that's the big thing. And that we all, and in the words of Albert Einstein, if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it'll live its whole life believing that it's stupid.
Yeah.
And that we are all creative geniuses.
Yes. And some people can't sew something, and some people can't build something. But what can you do? What did God design you to do? Do it with all your heart.
Yeah.
Okay, Johnny, where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me on my Instagram, Johnny J Catfish, or you can find me, actually I was a high school teacher, so you can find me on a YouTube channel called Ag Time with Avila, and it's videos of me when I was a student with my students, and I taught motivational and leadership to the students.
Okay, spell it for them.
Oh, so Avila, Avila, and then Johnny, John. And check me out there, and you can check me out on Instagram, and I have lots of stories there, and we are authentic people, actors, and you can actually watch the rise. And I want to say thank you, because about the law of attraction, I met you a couple of years ago when you were helping us produce a film. And then my second Dhar Mann video that I was doing, played the guy of I'm not wearing a mask for political reasons. And I seen you, but the reason why I want to say this is because I have a niece who has different color eyes, and she felt different from the rest of the world. And I said, no, you're unique. You need to shine that. That's what makes you stand out. Don't hide who you are. Show the world who you are, because there's 9 billion people on the planet, and we set the example.
Yeah. Awesome. Nice talking to you today.
All right, people. Just remember, let's just go out and get them. Thank you, Kat.
Bye.
To overcome your obstacles standing in the way of your success and have the tips you need to reach your dreams.